Hello to the four of you that are out there. It's Tuesday, April 21st, and we're going to look at subtracting vectors and then combining scalar vectors. This is very algebraic. We do have to do a little bit of graphical work, and I'll show you how to do that in Delta Math. I'll pull over my computer and show you that. But this lesson isn't going to take very long. I am going to set up a quiz for this Thursday, which is going to be the adding that we did on Monday, the subtracting we're doing on Tuesday, and we're going to do some applications on Wednesday. So we'll set up a little quiz for Thursday just so that we have some grades that can actually help our averages. If we don't start taking quizzes and tests more often, then our grades aren't going anywhere, and I know the majority of you that are out there are working for your A's, and I want you to be able to get them. So, just going to talk a little bit about graphing a negative vector before I show you the Delta Math part of it. So, if we have a vector that's called V, and it has components 3 and 4, by the way, that means that you're looking at going 3 this way and 4 that way in a positive direction. So if we negate V, what that means is that our numbers are going to negate and become -3, -4. And since our vectors, for what we understand, come from the origin, we would then go left 3 and down 4, so that vector will be coming down to the left rather than going up to the right. So when we negate a vector, okay, it's going to go what you guys might say in the opposite direction. Okay, so as we get into the Delta Math here in just a moment, we're going to see there'll be a little toggle switch within the problem that's going to allow you to negate the vector. And then we can click and drag it over to wherever we want it to go. All right, so I'm going to transition over to my computer. I'm going to show you guys the Delta Math that you're going to be doing for homework. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. So first of all, we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this subtraction vectors, which graphically, and it's going to be guided, which is going to tell us that it's going to walk us through how to do it. And so, as you might be able to see, you have to submit. You must answer all questions above in order to submit. So we have to do some things before it's going to let us move on. So the first thing we want to do is subtract V minus U. So V minus U, let's see if I can do this. If we do V minus U, that's going to be -1, 5 minus 7, 2, which we'll just distribute the negative at that point. Boom, boom. We'll do the math. So -1, -7 is going to give us -8. -8. And then 5 minus 2 will give us a 3. Let's see if that's right. Okay, so we got it right, which tells us if we had gotten it wrong, it would not have let us continue. So we'll move up, and we read the directions. We're still doing V minus U. So we have two vectors. We have the V vector and the U vector. And out here to the right, at the end of the vector, it gives you this little reverse switch. So it's on both of them. So it says negate the vector by pressing this icon. Well, which one are we negating? We're negating the U vector, so we'll negate that. Then grab it and move it to the end of the V vector. And now click and drag to make a vector. So you're going to come to the origin, which is where everything starts. And we're going to click out to the end of the U vector. Okay? And it's correct. Perfect. Now scroll down to the next graph. So here we have, it says, find V minus U by connecting the tips of the two vectors. Well, what it wants you to do is draw a vector that is exactly like this one right here. So if you can keep that picture in your mind, I'll try to keep it on the screen. We want to draw a vector that's just like this one up here. So if we start here at U and we go to V, just like that, it's exactly the same vectors. It's correct. You may now press the submit button. We'll submit. Yes. And we did everything right. Okay, so that's the first set of problems. That's going to be the trickier one, actually. So I'll go back. We'll go to the combining scalar multiples of vectors. This is all algebra. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this problem down. I'm going to move over to paper at this point. This is that problem that we just did. So let me copy down that problem. Okay. So it's U minus 2 times V. And so the U vector is 1, negative 5. Oop, that's supposed to be a vector. Subtract 2 times the 5, 3 vector. And so this is algebra, okay? So we're going to take the negative 2, we're going to distribute it into this vector. And we're going to do a little math. So we're going to have negative 1, negative 5 on the left. Now it's going to be a plus. We have negative 10, negative 6. And let's do a little adding. Negative 1 and negative 10 is negative 11. Negative 5, negative 6 is also negative 11. So that should be what we're going to type into our delta math. So I'll type that in. Negative 11. Negative 11. Hit submit. Yes. Oh, what did we do wrong? Oh, I see it. Some of y'all might have caught it. Some reason, I brought down this negative, which shouldn't have been there. So you could probably see the positive 1 there. It's supposed to be positive. So this is positive. That should be what our error is. So just to double check though, that's a positive 1 now, plus a negative 10 is going to be negative 9. Let's see, negative 5, negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. So that should be okay. So we'll try that. See if I can correct my mistake. So you get 2 attempts to get the problem correct. There it is. So just be careful of your negatives. It's really easy to slip up. So you'll see you got 12 problems right here. That's all there is for you today. So if you need anything, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to set up a quiz for you guys for Thursday. Hopefully that'll give you a bump, and some of you guys may be done after that. So other than that, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you if you need me. Have a good one.